You know, Paige, I think, respected me, but I don't know if he really did or not. That's what bothers me, too. He said he did, but I don't know if he did or not. And I'll tell you a couple things about Paige that still piss me off, that are real. At the end of the day, the trainers work harder than, not harder, but the trainers, because they're good guys. Like Danny, remember Danny? I can't remember Danny's last name, but Danny was a personal friend. And when Paige wrestled, Paige would sit there and holler, ice, ice, ice. He would stay there an hour after his match where he didn't take any bumps anyway, putting himself back together with the trainer. Everybody's gone. You know, and poor Danny was there because he's a good guy. I'd never forget that. You know, I understand getting iced down, but you know, when everybody's on the same page. The WCW show was over, man, everybody was out the door. It used to drive me crazy that the guy didn't take big bumps, was in there having 35 things iced and taped down. So that was just a personal flaw for me. I didn't like. You know, once again, that's playing the card on Paige, you know, take care of me. A couple times about Danny, I said, Paige, get your own fucking ice, you know. I'm not a slave. I get the ice, you know, but I don't get the ice for that. But that's old school. And that's not going to be popular when this one thing comes out, but that's the way I feel about it. I get it, you know, when it's a necessity. I get the trainer big time. But a lot of guys, and not the real guys, but a lot of the guys just going to ride that out as long as they can. Any moment they can get that's going to get sympathy, which it doesn't get from anybody that's a talent, it just gets heat.
Following this, they did an angle where you were committed to the insane asylum, and again,
which I pulled off huge.
I was going to say it's kind of funny because it's such a degrading angle to ask you to do, but at the same point you make it so entertaining, you almost look back on it and think, you know, I'm glad it happened.
And Jack Nicholson, I'm better. I was better in that role than Jack was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I should have got Academy Award for that. So I should get that footage just sent to Hollywood now.
Should? When you look back on it now, do you look at it as degrading, or you look at it as you pulled it off?
I don't look at it being degrading at all. Because I was just glad to be involved. I was working with Nash, and Nash was the booker, you know, did that angle where he powerbombed me in Gainesville. Steve Spurrier was there, the whole football coach. I mean, it was great. I was back in the main event. They took me out in an ambulance at Florida Mental Hospital and drove off. An hour later, I was at the Purple Porpoise and at the Swamp, 2 bars all night long with my friends singing. Got 3,000 college kids. The quarterback now that's a commentator on ESPN. Bill Hansen guy played The Bachelor. Great kid. Jesse Palmer, all the guys. It was great. The defensive end. I had a lot of fun. I mean, anytime I could perform in front of my friends, and Nash and I had a really good match that night too. I mean, Nash always looked good. I mean, I got no problem. I have nothing to do. That's off of me. But you know what's funny is that Eric didn't want him. Eric didn't want him to work with me. I mean, I saw Nash when Nash first came in. We walked in the hotel one night, his first day in. He goes, "Man, am I looking forward to working with you?" I said, "Me too, thanks." I didn't even know him that well. I just been met.